This guide about the Warhammer Community Kill Team command roster tool is split into the following sections. 1. This intro. 2. A small segment that explains what the Warhammer Community Kill Team command roster tool does. And 3. Building 2 sample kill teams with the tool. A few weeks back, I made a BattleScribe guide that I titled BattleScribe Tutorial How to Use in Building a Kill Team List. A Kill Team forum member commented why I did not cover Warhammer Community's Kill Team command roster tool. This is actually my plan, to cover all PC-based Kill Team roster creators. The more tools, the better. But so far, there are only 3, with the last one being Kill Team Manager. So yeah, here it is, my man. Do know though that between these two, BattleScribe is the more complete tool, so I recommend that you watch that video of mine first before this one. I've placed the video's URL on the description page and on the comment section. However, if you find the idea of downloading and installing something a hassle, this is the tool to use. Here, I'll show you how to use Warhammer Community's Kill Team command roster tool, how it's more convenient than BattleScribe, and why the latter is still the better option. I have to get this out of the way first. As mentioned, this tool is only superior to BattleScribe in the sense that it doesn't need to be installed. You just go to its webpage and bam! You can make up whatever kill team list you want. However, know that Warhammer Community's Kill Team command roster tool is not as handy as BattleScribe and is outdated. An example that comes to mind is the loadout for the Khorne Berserker champion. In the Elite's book, you can replace a champion's bolt pistol and chainsword with up to 2 weapons from that unit's special weapons list. However, the option to, say, equip him with 2 lightning claws is absent in the command roster tool. In BattleScribe, the option exists. Although the command roster tool calculates the points you've funneled into your kill team list like what BattleScribe does, the latter conveniently categorizes your units into specialists and non-specialists. Moreover, if you're playing under the rules found in the Kill Team Elites expansion, BattleScribe also allows you to tag which units belong under what subfactions, like the Salamanders for the Adeptus Astartes and Ianden for the Eldari. Both tools, however, allow you to assign loadouts and add the points those loadouts cost to your squad. However, as has been mentioned twice, if you find the idea of installing more apps to be a hassle, the Warhammer Community Kill Team command roster tool can be useful in a pinch. The following section is split into 2. The first half shows me creating an Asuryani list that's the same one that I made in my BattleScribe video, so you guys can better compare the 2 tools. And the second half shows me creating a Death Guard squad. Again, it's the same one that I made in BattleScribe. So let's start making that Asuryani kill team list. So the first thing you do is type this one, Warhammer Community Kill Team command roster. And the first thing that should come up on the search results page would be this one, this link. So click on that. And like I've said, you don't have to install anything. The tool is right there for you to use. So the tool is split into 2. This one here lets you make a 20 unit roster. And then, of course, the second one is for just the kill team. Now, I'm not too fond of this part of the program because kill team command roster doesn't let you put a sub-faction tag on each unit. So unlike BattleScribe here, there's that. Each unit has Craft World has a sub-faction tag. So if you're going to copy this, then if you put this on your notepad, that's going to show up as, there you go. So each unit has a sub-faction tag. So with this tool, that feature does not exist. So yeah, if I would make a roster, I'd use BattleScribe and not this one because it's going to be confusing for me. So I just use this if I'm on the go, and of course I don't have my PC with me, and yeah, my phone is a brick from the Stone Age, so I don't have the storage capacity to install BattleScribe there. So that's why I just use this one for the kill team part. Anyway, so you guys can easily compare the two tools. I'm going to make an Asoriani kill team. That's exactly the one I made in my last video, the BattleScribe tutorial video for kill team lists. So we're going to replicate this one using this tool. So we're going to select Asoriani. There you go. And then we'll choose a subfaction, but like I've said, this is pretty useless, as if you copy this and then you put it on your notepad, the built-in tag won't be on, it won't be found anywhere on the list. So yeah, but anyway, just showing you guys that there's a drop down window right here. So for the squad, we're going to pick Ranger, and then we're going to assign him as the leader. There you go. So we've managed to replicate this one, and so now we move on to the specialists. So guys, you have to know too that the kill team command roster tool does not segregate between specialists and non-specialists. So if you add a non-specialist and then you add a specialist, your list is not going to look like this one, where all the specialists are going to be neatly categorized into this group. With the tool, it's going to follow whatever sequence that you added the squad members into the list. So yeah, that's one thing to take note of. So it's better that you pick the leader first, and then you pick you put in your 3 specialists. So let's do that. We're going to choose Dire Avenger Exarch. There's that. There you go. And then from the drop down list, we're going to pick Exarch, and then we're going to pick the 2x Avenger Shuriken Catapult loadout. There you go. And then we pick Veteran. There you go. One thing to note too is that there are no pop-ups here. So if you hover your mouse here, this weapon, there are no pop-ups that show the statistics of the weapon. Unlike here, where if you hover your cursor over these ones, it's going to show you the stats. So moving on, so Guardian Defender, going to add 1, and then we're going to make him as our comms. There you go. And then for that, Storm Guardian Gunner. So we're going to use that here. So yeah, another thing to note is that the Storm Guardian is categorized into, the Storm Guardian Gunner is under the Storm Guardian entry, unlike here in BattleScribe where it's listed as a separate unit. Hang on. There you go. So here you can choose this, the Storm Guardian and the Storm Guardian Gunner are separate. Even the Dire Avenger and the Dire Avenger Exarch. So that's one thing to note too. So we're going to make him a scout. And then we're going to have him handle a fusion gun. So the only thing that has BattleScribe, the command roster, the only thing that's going for it is it's very convenient because you don't have to install anything. And of course, there's also the point calculator where everything you put in is automatically totaled here. So there is that. But otherwise, this is the superior tool, really. And then, do we have the 3 specialists? Yeah, we have them. So another thing to note is that there are no warning pop-ups here. Like if you assign another leader, say Dire Avenger Exarch. Let's just say this one is legal. You cannot have 2 leaders, and you cannot have 2 Dire Avenger Exarchs in the team. But here there are no warnings. There are no pop-ups that hey, you've already you already have 2 Dire Avenger Exarchs. So if you're using the command roster tool, you have to be very familiar with the rules. You have to have the book handy. Whereas on hand, whereas with BattleScribe, if you choose another, say, leader, let's say a Howling Banshee, there, this one pops up, so it'll warn you that yeah, there are errors. So you're going to you get to be reminded that you're not doing something right. Unlike here, so here you have to be very familiar with the rules and what do you call this? Have the core manual on hand or the elites expansion book if you're using that too. So anyway, after that, we're going to, where is that? Guardian Defender. If you have a weapon platform, is under this too. There you go. Then we're going to equip that with a star cannon, and then we're going to add another Storm Guardian Gunner, and then fusion gun. There you go. And then the rest is Dire Avengers. So this completes the Asoriani part of our how to use Warhammer Community Command Roster tool. So yeah, perfect 100. So there you go. So all you have to do now is just copy. Then you can share this with anyone. Segregate it here. You've noticed. You'll notice there. Wait. Why is this showing BattleScribe? Oh yeah, I forgot. You have to click on the copy to clipboard. My bad. There we go. So this is the difference, guys. So as you can see, there's no mention of Bieltan anywhere. Yep. And the specialism is... Wait, I'll show you. It doesn't categorize them like BattleScribe. Like if you add another, say, Dire Avenger, then you assign this as a medic, and then you copy this one, copy that here. So if you'll notice, it's going to add at the very last part of the list. There you go, medic. So it's not going to segregate the non-specialist from the specialist, unlike in BattleScribe where everything is neatly categorized into the three groups: the leaders, specialists, and the non-specialists. So you have to take note of that. So for the Death Guard part of this roster creation, we're going to refresh the page, pressing F5. There you go. And then selecting Kill Team. Then selecting Death Guard. For the Death Guard, there are no sub-factions. Then we're going to pick our leader. Is going to be, yeah, Plague Marine, the champion. Unlike in BattleScribe where it has its separate entry, it's bundled here under Plague Marine. We're going to make him our leader. There you go. Although, yeah, there are still handy tips right here. Plague Champion only, Plague Marine Gunner only. So there are still those, but yeah, like I've said, BattleScribe is still the superior tool. Then we're going to equip him with a Plasma Pistol and a Plague Sword. We're not going to outfit him with a Power Fist because he's the leader. Usually I just pop him down on the rear lines, then just snipe with a Plasma Pistol. So next up is a Plague Marine Fighter. There you go. And then we're going to make him our combat guy, so you can have an additional attack. Mace of Contagion. So he's going to be that's a very versatile loadout. Then our gunners, all of which are going to have the Blight Launcher. This one is going to be the heavy, and the other one will be the demolitions. There you go. So these are our specialists. Now for the non-specialists, we have our Blight Lord Terminator, who's going to be a Blight Lord Gunner. And then going to have a Bale Sword and a Reaper Autocannon. And the two Pox Walkers. There you go. So here in BattleScribe, if you copy this to the clipboard, you're going to have this, but with the Kill Team command roster tool. I'm going to copy that. The last time I checked, these do not work. So, but yeah, I just use this tool as a theory crafting guide. So I use this one as, you know, my go-to app if I'm at home. But if I'm on the go, I use the command roster tool. So here you go. The difference is very stark. Again, the units are not segregated into leader, specialists, and non-specialists. They're just mixed together here. So I think that's that. So yeah, this has been Retroburn, and you've just seen my Warhammer Community Kill Team command roster guide, how to use in building a kill team list video. If you like this video, guys, please like, comment, share, and or subscribe. Doing all those would be awesome. Stay cool, stay frosty.